Hello everyone, Draven Arts Productions here, and today I got myself something from Family Dollar. And the item that I got is the Thomas & Friends Push Along Quacky cargo set. This item cost around $15 when I saw it, and it is not a bad deal. And this is like a re-release of the Wooden Bridge delivery set released, I believe, around 2022 or 2023, while this came out in 2024 last year. This set wasn't the only one that I found. I also spotted a Percy set and a few Diesel sets, as well as these little packs of Thomas, Percy, Nia, Diesel, and of course Kana. But I never bothered by getting the tiny, small variant versions of them. And that is all the photos that I managed to take. Alright, let's get on to the box, shall we? So, you have Thomas, and then this blue minecart, and then this duck, and then this little kid, and then the AEG Thomas promo, and then the Mattel logo 3+, and then 172 centimeters and all of that. And then here are the contents on the side, and then the top, and then on the other side, and then the bottom of this whole copyright dated stuff. And of course, created by Britt Croft and all of that, etc., etc., etc. And then here is the back itself. Nothing too crazy, nothing too special. It's just these two little photos, as well as the names of the Quacky cargo set, and of course the whole set itself. And of course the Mattel logo, empowering generation through play. So yeah, nothing too special to say about it. Alright, let's open this thing. Coming in with the unboxing. Alright, there's the All Engines Go, and then of course the promo shots of the characters. And then, of course, look for our show, which, of course, the show have ended, of course. And then, of course, here it is on what it comes in this little set. Boom. Here is the instructions of the set, where you have the little Thomas barcode, and then the same promo and the whole set. And, of course, the contents on what you get in this little set. And of course, the layouts. There you go. Of course, the assemblies, like the support beams and the bridge. And of course, of how to connect this little set. And here is the back itself. I can't believe that the instructions are crumbled up a little bit. Okay, enough about that. Let's get on to Thomas. So I'll open up this little bag and we will talk about him along with that minecart. Alright, here's the point switch. And then of course the buffers, which they look really, really nice. And it represents of how they were in the show. And of course you had those little details which are not painted. But nice. Always welcome. Now let's move on to the stuff that you get in the set. So you have Thomas, and as you can see, this little guy is literally squashed and shortened, which I'm not a really big fan of how they did this back in like 2024 or so. I just don't like of the amount of wheels that they gave him, and such a freaking downgrade compared to the OG All Engines Go ones. Anyway, let's take a look at him, shall we? So, there is his face, and he is kind of determined or just kind of tired. I don't even know what type of expression that is. And then, of course, his side, and of course, he is literally short and squashed, and of course, he's literally made of plastic, which is pretty cheap, and he is pretty light. Then the top, where the boiler stripes, and then of course the back, and it has nothing, and then the other side, which is exactly the same, and then of course the bottom of the engine, made in around 2022, Ghislaine Thomas Limited, stuff like that. Anyway, let's compare that plastic Thomas to the metal All Engines Go Thomas. Alright guys, I brought along the metal Push Along Thomas, and you can definitely see the difference of their proportions and size. This Thomas had detailed wheels, while this Thomas is extremely lacking in detail, which is something that I have noticed in some All Engines Go models before, like Gordon, for instance. And then, of course, this Thomas right here lacks a whistle, while this one has whistles. And then the back, it doesn't even have detailed buffers, while this one does. Same for the front. And the coal bunker, it's kind of different compared to this Thomas. That bunker looks like it was shaped from the OG Thomas. And of course, this plastic Thomas lacks a front coupling, while this one does. So yeah, that's your major difference between the plastic Thomas and the metal Push Along Thomas. Obviously, this one is the winner here because he is dead on accurate of how he was in All Engines Go. So yeah. Overall, I am not a big fan of this Thomas. So let's take a look at his mine car. As you can see, this mine car is accurate of how it was on All Engines Go, and it's a nice mine car representing Thomas's colors. So it's a nice car. Nothing to say here. And here's a comparison between this mine car to this mine car, which came from the motorized line. And height-wise, this one is a heck of a lot smaller compared to the motorized version. And of course, this one has a little gap of its running board flatbed, I think, while this one doesn't. And of course, they look pretty similar is because of the rivets and of course of how the buffers are placed. And of course, it has the Thomas & Friends logo on there, while this one has copyrighted information. And of course, the wheels are plastic and different compared to those wheels from the motorized line. So yeah, that's the comparison. And then of course, on what it comes with is the little rubber duck. And it looks it's kind of cute. Nothing much else to say about it. You can simply put this little duck into the mine car, and that's it. Alright, this wouldn't take too long. I'll go ahead and build the set. Alright guys, I'm back, and I have built the set. Anyway, let's talk about the 2 reasons why I bought this set. So, you have the bumpy track, which is nice to see on a motorized or push-along set. And then, of course, you have the bridge. And this is honestly the best part of this set. The bridge looks so nice with its wooden textures added to it. And I absolutely love it of how they designed that bridge. So no shock, this bridge is the best part of this small set. This is one of the few good things about this set. Anyway, basically you just push Thomas on the bumpy track and then push him up to this little hill and then onto the bridge, and then he goes down. Your basic oval set. And you can do the same thing with the duck too on Thomas's mine car. So yeah, pretty simple oval set. So in conclusion, what do I think of the Quacky cargo set? Well, it's an average set. Do I recommend it? Well, maybe. Unless if you want to have the bumpy track and the wooden bridge. So this set is pretty average. So overall, I give this set a 4 out of 10. And that is my review on the Quacky cargo set. I do apologize that this review is a bit short. There's just nothing to talk about it, honestly. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this one. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and let me know what are your thoughts on this set. This is Dre Edwards, and I'll see you in the next video.